The Sydney Opera House during construction. John Travolta on the set of Grease in 1978. Lightnin' Washington singing with his Darrington work gang in the Woodyard, Darrington State Farm, 1934. This crew of convicts cut wood as they sang. Drew Barrymore, 1992. The day after the communism ended, a school dustbin in Hellersdorf, East Berlin, June 1991. The 10-person tandem bicycle called the Orton was designed and manufactured by the Waltham Manufacturing Company, Massachusetts, 1910s. In 1972, Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 crashed in the Andes. The survivors endured 72 days in freezing cold, experienced avalanches and starvation, and ultimately committed cannibalism to survive. Out of 45 passengers, 16 survived. Theodore Roosevelt campaigning in 1912. Look closely. Men were on rooftops and even telephone poles just to hear him speak. Washington, D.C. Representatives of 26 United Nations at Flag Day ceremonies in the White House to reaffirm their pact. 1942. This 1932 photo from the German Federal Archives shows people dressed in costumes with large heads participating in a parade. Children standing on a tank pillbox in Berlin, 1945. Halloween, 1967. Eric, the first British robot created in the 1920s. A coastal defense patrol boat from World War II. These motorboats were used to protect territorial waters and counter enemy shipping. (1941) July Crowley Milner Department Store. The head of the design department prepares a new mannequin. Models standing on the roof of a Fifth Avenue bus in New York City, 1950. World Trade Center construction site, New York City, 1968. Kelly Hu from behind the scenes of Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, 1989. Indian elephant from the Hamburg Zoo used by the Germans in Valenciennes, France in 1915. A lone woman picketing against immigration raids in 1937, Los Angeles, United States. Aberfan, South Wales, circa 21st October, 1966. Picture shows the mud and devastation caused when mining spoil from the hillside, high above the town. Behind came down and engulfed the Pant Glass Junior School. 1940s swimsuit models on yacht. This is what the McDonald's sign looked like before it added its iconic double golden arches to it in 1968. Members of the All Indian Muslim League demonstrating in favor of the partition of India and the creation of the state of Pakistan in London, circa 1946. Jeeps abandoned in a field somewhere in liberated Europe at the end of World War II, summer of 1945. Christmas parcels being sorted at the Royal Mail Sorting Office, Mount Pleasant, London, on November 7, 1939. Anita Wood and Elvis Presley. Cleveland flood circa 1913. Poland, Warsaw, early 1930s. Gwyneth Paltrow in her youth. Switzerland, 1916. A prototype of the Le Platinier military helmet, which looks more like a piece of futuristic armor. January 1948. Employees of the Shanghai Social Affairs Bureau protest against a license fee increase. On a tricycle. In the cart is Italian actress and model Elsa Martinelli, New York, 1954. Chicago policewomen checking for violations of the bathing suit length laws, 1921. This is what it would have looked like if you were sitting in the audience during a taping of I Love Lucy. High-resolution aerial photo over the World Trade Center, September 2001, New York City. Lily Ebert, an absolute legend of a lady, a Holocaust survivor, a teacher and author, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, a great-great-grandmother, passed away today at 100 years old. Mick Jagger looks over at Divine, an actor performing as a female in the 1976 off-Broadway production Women Behind Bars. They are attending Andy Warhol's pre-opening party on October 14, 1976, at Manhattan's Copacabana nightclub. This is what the American hydrogen bomb explosion on Eniwetok Atoll looked like on July 8, 1956. Cherokee women. The first Mercedes car with a capacity of 35 horsepower was built on November 22, 1900. United States Park Rangers training with an early version of a Stokes litter, a type of rescue and transport basket, Yellowstone National Park, 1959. Crash of a Boeing 737-222 in Washington, D.C., 1982. United States 7th Army soldiers search a house for snipers in Bosenthal, Germany. Orrin Putt Mossman performing a stunt at the Brisbane Exhibition Grounds in 1936. A radiologist checks a miner's stomach for swallowed diamonds. Kimberley, South Africa, 1954. Taiwan woman, Taiwan, late 1800s. John Rockefeller Jr., the only son of the famous billionaire, wore his sister's dresses until he was 8 years old. Halloween in Harlem, 110th Street, New York, 1969. Young men from Western Pennsylvania are sworn into the Army after being drafted for the Vietnam War in 1967. Soviet stratospheric parachutists Nina Pronyushkina and Elvira Fomicheva, Odessa, USSR, 1977. Finnish sappers with a captured Soviet ROKS-2 flamethrower during an exercise in Aunis, Finland, March 1943. Children playing on the street. Olympic shooting, Stockholm, Sweden, 1912. Cyclists at the start of the Tour de France in 1951. Ellen Church, the world's first flight attendant, stands in the doorway of a Boeing Air Transport, now United Airlines aircraft. An image of the most lethal sniper in history, the White Death. It is estimated that Simo Häyhä killed more than 500 enemy soldiers during the winter conflict, 1940. 1,179 captured participants in the Bay of Pigs invasion stand trial for treason. Cuba, 1962. Princess Diana was only 13 in this photo, taken in the summer of 1974. She's in Scotland at her mother's house here, alongside a pony named Soufflé. Sir Ernest Shackleton's crew after surviving 2 years trapped in Antarctic ice, 1916. Not a single soul was lost. How people used to unfriend back in the 1980s. The Mildred, shipwrecked on the rocks around Gurnard's Head, Cornwall, 1912, on a journey from Newport to London, carrying slag. Revolutionary Romanians came to Nicolae Ceausescu's office, December 1989. Kurt Cobain wearing a mask, 1991. Sophia Loren poses for a photograph in front of the Sphinx, London, 1957. Che Guevara, Cuba, 1957. The world's first computer mouse was developed by Douglas Engelbart in 1964 at Stanford Research Institute. In 1971, McDonald's was opening its very first location in Japan. Black Panther leader Huey P. Newton, circa 1967. A man swings a chair at a person who has fallen during a riot during a baseball game in South Korea in 1990. First group selfie taken in December 1920 by 5 photographers from the Byron Company on a New York City rooftop. An open multi-seat bus on Vladimirsky Prospect in St. Petersburg, 1911. Kim Kardashian and T.J. Jackson, Michael Jackson's nephew, dated from 1994 to 1996. Two girls. Beauty contest for babies. Delfzijl, Netherlands, 1952. The wedding of Eunice Kennedy and Sergeant Shriver. December 22, 1990. Tragedy at Yelnikovo Station. William Helburn and a model, 1954. Richard Genie, Mike Werb, Peter Riegert, Chuck Russell, Jim Carrey, Cameron Diaz, and Peter Green in the Academy Theater in Los Angeles, California, 28th of July, 1994. Ali Khamenei visiting an American hostage, 1980. Members of the National Women's Liberation Movement protest the Miss America pageant in Atlantic City, New Jersey, September 7, 1968. Children walking with their grandmother. Greenland, 1973. Kaiser Wilhelm II, riding together with cousin George V of Great Britain in Berlin, Prussia. Months before World War I, 28th of May, 1913. Exhausted United States Army nurse Amy Stewart, 5th MASH unit in Saudi Arabia, naps on a cot while hugging a teddy bear sent by her family during Operation Desert Storm, February 22, 1991. A smoking lounge in a 1970s high school. Little girl rides a large race of dog while a smaller one poses behind her, circa 1920s. Smokey, 1943 to 1957, a Yorkshire Terrier who served with the Allied forces in World War II, earned the title of the first therapy dog because of the way she brought smiles to everyone who saw her and interacted with her. The evolution of British postal uniforms, from 1840 left to 1940 right. Jane Mansfield, 1955. Boston police with piles of communist literature, which they have raided and banned as a precaution against their fear of revolution in America. A portrait of a Maori woman whose face is adorned with tattoos. Anti-fascist demonstration in New York City on May Day, 1929. Encampment on the Great Plains, 1890. A photographer tracked down people he photographed 30 years ago to recreate the same pictures. Sinatra, Lawford, Dean Martin, and others performed live in 1960. Big Bang, Queen Elizabeth Tower, London, 1968. In the 1950s, school children practiced duck and cover drills in their classrooms to learn how to protect themselves in the event of a nuclear attack. (1926), Los Angeles, California. Ruth, the 4-ton elephant, at the Algae Barn Circus, celebrating her 30th birthday. Ruth had all her fellow elephants at the party, and also a 150-pound birthday cake 6 feet in diameter with 30 candles. 1969, Concorde, the world's first supersonic airliner, made its maiden flight. The Anglo-French plane took off from Toulouse with André Turcotte at the controls. John Kennedy visits the Kennedy Space Center, 1962. A demonstrator pulls a soldier out of an armored personnel carrier during the August coup in Moscow, August 19, 1991. A gay wedding in 1957. Elderly women with tattoos characteristic of Croatian Catholics in Bosnia, Central Bosnia, late 1930s. On board the cruiser Kalinin, 1955. A man sits on a girder above New York City at night, circa 1935. Sophia Loren at the 1956 Winter Olympics in Cortina d'Ampezzo, Italy. American physicist Harold Agnew holding the core of the atomic bomb from Nagasaki, 1945. Panamanian dictator General Manuel Noriega arrested by United States Drug Enforcement Administration agents after the United States invasion of Panama in 1989. Helen Bush helps a pastor salvage clothes from a bombed-out house in London's East End. This is how little kids took sunbaths in big cities. Brad Pitt at prom. The first swimming pool to be featured on a passenger liner, the Adriatic, 1907. A 100-foot trestle built in Washington in 1906 to haul logs after a forest fire. Traces of these structures still remain in the Pacific Northwest forests. A man in an unknown location drags a snake that has just had a hearty breakfast. 1941, author unknown. German soldiers surrender to Allied forces near the town of Landeck, Austria. Queen Elizabeth II at the Paris Opera during her state visit to the French capital on April 20, 1957. Candid photo of a little girl pulling her dog's ear while they pose for a photo, circa 1900s. A scene from the 1915 silent film version of Alice in Wonderland. Actress Viola Savoy stars here as Alice. A vintage photo of a family wearing funny masks. A dirigible at the Empire State Building in October 1930. Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman in his prime 1998 versus now wearing the same suit. Frederick Phillips's multiplane with 200 individual wing surfaces, 1907.